I swear I wasn't supposed to be here. Not this campus, not this state, definitely not this feeling. My whole life I'd been the good girl from Bozeman, Montana. Church every Sunday, skirt below the knee. Yes ma'am, no ma'am. The whole package. My dad's a deacon, my mom teaches Sunday school, and the kind of family where the word less was only ever whispered like it was a curse word itself. So when I got the full-ride scholarship to Northwestern, 3 states away from everybody who knew my last name, I told myself it was just about school. New chapter. Fresh start. Nothing else. Yeah, right. Move-in day was chaos. I was dragging my suitcase across South Campus, totally lost, sweating through my modest cardigan even though it was only late September. My phone was dead, the campus map might as well have been written in hieroglyphics, and I was 2 seconds from crying in front of the rock when I heard her. Hey, you okay? You look like you're about to fight that suitcase and the suitcase is winning. I turned around and, God. She had this wild auburn hair pulled into a messy bun, freckles across her nose, and the kind of smile that felt like sunlight after 18 years of fluorescent church lighting. Her t-shirt said, "Sorry I'm late, I didn't want to come," in rainbow letters, and she had a tiny pride flag pin on her backpack strap like it was the most normal thing in the world. I forgot how to speak for a second. I'm lost, I managed, pushing my glasses up. I'm looking for 1835 Hinman? She grinned wider. You're literally 20 steps from the front door, Montana. She nodded at the embroidered Bozeman High on my suitcase tag like she was a detective. I'm Emily, by the way. 2nd year. You're a freshman, right? I nodded, clutching my suitcase handle like a life raft. Come on, I'll walk you in. These buildings are designed to confuse people on purpose, I swear. She just took over, grabbed the handle of my second bag without asking, started walking like we'd known each other forever. I trailed after her, heart doing weird flips every time she laughed at something I said, which wasn't even funny. Inside the lobby of 1835 Hinman, she helped me check in, charmed the RA into giving me an extra key when I panicked about losing mine, and then, right when I thought she'd leave, she leaned against the wall, arms crossed, studying me. You're gonna be okay here, Montana, she said softly, and the way she said it, like she already knew I was scared out of my mind, made my throat tight. Our eyes locked for a second too long. Just a second. But in that second I felt something shift inside me. Like a door I'd kept triple locked my whole life cracked open. Just a little and warm light poured in. Safe. That's the only word I had for it. She felt safe. Which terrified me. Because good Christian girls from Montana do not get butterflies over girls with rainbow pins. We do not notice the way their laugh makes our chests feel too small. We definitely do not imagine what it would be like to hear that laugh every single day. So I did what I always do when something scares me. I shut it down. Thanks for the help, I said, way too formal, stepping back. I've got it from here. Emily's smile faltered, just a flicker, but she recovered fast. Anytime, Maya, she said, reading my name off the dorm assignment sheet. See you around? Yeah, sure. See you. She gave a little wave and walked away. And I stood there pretending to organize my keys while my heart tried to punch its way out of my ribcage. That night, lying on my tiny dorm bed in 1835 Hinman, staring at the ceiling, I replayed that moment on loop. The way she looked at me. The way I wanted more than anything to run after her. I squeezed my eyes shut and prayed harder than I ever had before. God, please don't let her be in any of my classes. Please don't let me see her again. Please make this stop. But deep down in the part of me I wasn't ready to name yet, I was already hoping he wouldn't listen. I should have known God has a sense of humor. First week of classes, I walk into my bio 210 to 1 discussion section in Tech LG 5230 seats, one empty one right next to her. Emily looks up from her laptop, does a cartoon double take, and that sunbeam smile breaks across her face like I'm the best surprise she's had all week. Montana, she whispers, patting the seat. Saved it for you. I want to die. I want to live there forever. Both at the same time. I slide in next to her, clutching my brand new lab manual like a shield. She smells like vanilla and rain and something I can't name yet. From that day on, we're something. Not friends, not yet. Just 2 girls who always end up side by side. She shares her umbrella when the Chicago sky decides to punish me for moving here in October. I'm 5'4" in shoes, she's 5'9" and holds it high enough that I stay dry while her left shoulder gets soaked. She never complains. We pulled 2 all-nighters in the mud library third-floor quiet room for the same problem sets. She brings me iced coffee from Lisa's when I start falling asleep on my keyboard. I correct her citations because I'm anal about APA now and she thinks it's adorable. Group project. Obviously we pair up. Everyone just assumes. Even the TA. And Emily starts looking at me differently. Little things at first. The way she lingers when she hands me a pen. How her knee stays pressed against mine under the table long after discussion ends. The soft hey you okay? When I go quiet too long. I feel it building slow and warm like honey dripping down the inside of my ribs. Every time she says my name it sounds like a prayer I'm not allowed to answer. But I'm still me. So I panic in tiny ways. I sit one seat over when I can. I say I'm good even when I'm not. I flinch when her hand brushes mine reaching for the same highlighter. Because every night at 9:15 p.m., my phone lights up with the same Montana area code and the same voice. Hi baby girl. Any cute boys in your classes yet? You meeting anyone nice? Someone who goes to church maybe. Your daddy and I were talking. We just want you to be careful out there in that big city. I laugh it off on speaker in my dorm room, voice high and fake. Mom, I'm literally drowning in argot, there's no time for boys. But after I hang up I sit on the floor with my back against the bed and stare at the wall until the numbers blur. Because the truth is clawing its way up my throat. The only person I think about is a girl. The only hand I want to hold belongs to someone who wears rainbows like they're breathing. And every time I picture telling my parents, I hear doors slamming. I hear my dad's disappointed silence. I hear my mom crying about hellfire. One Thursday night in late November we're the last 2 in the University Library South Tower reading room. It's past 2 a.m., the overhead lights half off. Just the glow of our laptops and the vending machine humming in the corner. Emily closes her MacBook, stretches, and turns to me. You ever gonna let me in, Maya? My heart stops. What? You flinch every time I get close. Like I'm gonna burn you. Her voice is gentle but it cuts. I'm not trying to push you. I like you. A lot. And I think you like me too, but you're terrified of it. I can't breathe. The room feels too small, the shadows too big. I want to run. I want to crawl into her lap and never leave. Instead I whisper the only thing I know how to say anymore. I'm not. I can't be. She doesn't get mad. She just looks sad in a way that hurts worse. Okay, she says quietly. When you're ready I'm right here. No pressure. She packs her bag. Squeezes my shoulder once, soft, careful like I'm made of glass, and walks out. The second the door clicks shut, I drop my head into my arms on the table and cry without sound. Tears soaking into my sleeves, shoulders shaking. Because she's right. I do like her. I more than like her. I'm falling so hard it feels like flying and drowning at the same time. And I don't know how to be the girl I'm becoming without losing the girl I was raised to be. It happened on the worst night of my life so far, the first Friday in December. I'd just gotten off a 47-minute call with my mom that ended with her crying on both ends. She'd found photos from the Northwestern Queer Student Union Instagram on my suggested. I swear I never even followed them. But the algorithm knows. She didn't scream. That would have been easier. She just kept saying, "Baby, we're worried about the people you're around. We're praying for you." I hung up, threw my phone across the room, and sat on the bathroom floor shaking so hard I thought I was dying. At 1:13 a.m., I texted the only person I wanted to see. Are you awake? She responded right away. Always for you. You okay? I asked her. Can you come get me? Please. 10 minutes later her beat-up silver Civic pulled up outside 1835 Hinman. I ran out in pajama shorts and the oversized hoodie I stole from my brother's senior year. Hair a mess, eyes swollen. She didn't ask questions. Just reached across and opened the passenger door from the inside. We drove in silence for a while, windshield wipers slapping away freezing December rain. She pulled into the empty parking lot by the Lakefill, cut the engine and turned to me. You don't have to talk until you're ready, she said softly. I couldn't talk. I could only move. I reached for her hand like it was the only solid thing left in the world. Threaded my fingers through hers and held on so tight my knuckles went white. She let me. Didn't pull away, didn't push. Minutes or hours passed. Rain on the roof. Our breathing. Then so quiet I almost missed it. I'm in love with you, Maya. My heart cracked open. She kept going, voice steady even though her hand trembled in mine. I've been in love with you since the day you let me carry your stupid suitcase. I'm not asking you to say it back. I'm not asking you to be ready. I needed you to know. Because keeping it inside is killing me. I turned to look at her. Streetlight through the rain-streaked window painted silver across her cheekbones, her worried green eyes. And something in me snapped, not in a loud way, in the quietest way something can break. I leaned across the console, one shaking hand sliding into her damp hair, and I kissed her. It wasn't pretty. My lips were salty from crying, I was trembling so hard our teeth bumped, and I sobbed right into her mouth. But she kissed me back like I was something holy. Slow, careful, like she was learning a language she'd waited her whole life to speak. When we pulled apart, foreheads still touching, I whispered the truest thing I'd ever said. I'm so scared. I know, she breathed. I'm right here. For the rest of winter quarter we lived in stolen pockets of time. Late-night study carols on the 5th floor of main library where nobody ever goes. The back booth at Lisa's that smells like burnt espresso and cinnamon. Her single in Willard when her roommate was at her girlfriend's. Fairy lights on, door locked. My heart beat so loud I was sure the whole hall could hear. We kissed until our mouths were swollen. Held each other until the shaking stopped. She traced every rib, every freckle, every scar from falling off my cousin's dirt bike when I was 9. Like she was memorizing me for a test only she would ever take. But every time we stepped back into daylight, I turned into a ghost. I'd see her across Norris and look away. In discussion I'd take the seat one row over. When she tried to hold my hand walking to Plex, I'd pretend I didn't notice and shove my hands in my pockets. I told myself it was temporary. Just until I figured it out. Just until I was braver. But I watched the light in her eyes dim a little more every day. It all came to a head the night of the campus tree lighting ceremony, first Thursday of December. Fairy lights, hot chocolate, ugly sweaters everywhere. Emily begged me to come for 10 minutes, just 10, so I could say I'd done one normal college holiday thing. I wore a beanie pulled low and stood half hidden behind her the whole time, but I let her slip her hand into my coat pocket. I let her lace our fingers together in the dark where almost no one could see. Someone still saw. A second cousin I haven't spoken to since I was 12, Kaylee, who goes to UChicago, was there with her sorority sisters. She took a photo of the big tree, posted it on her story, and Emily and I are right there in the corner. My face half lit, her arm clearly around my waist. By noon the next day the picture was in the family group chat with the caption, "Is this our Maya?" The video call came at 7:03 p.m. I knew it was bad when both their faces appeared on the screen at the same time. Mom looked like she hadn't slept. Dad looked like stone. "Maya Ruth," he started, voice low the way it got right before a belt came off when I was little. "Explain." I couldn't. My mouth opened and nothing came out. Mom started crying immediately. "We saw the picture. With that girl. Tell me it's not what it looks like. Tell me it's a mistake." I wanted to lie again. God help me, I tried. But the words stuck behind the lump in my throat. Dad didn't wait. He never raised his voice, not once, but every syllable was a hammer. Leviticus 18 verse 22. Romans 1 verses 26 to 27. You know what the Bible says. You've known since you were 5 years old. This is an abomination, Maya. You are living in sin, and you will burn for it if you do not repent. Mom was sobbing now. We're booking you a flight home tomorrow. You're done there. We're not paying for you to go to hell in Chicago. The scholarship covers tuition but not housing, not dining, not books. Without them I'm out by winter quarter's end. I started shaking so hard the phone slipped out of my hand. I don't remember hanging up. I just remember running. Out of 1835 Hinman across the freezing campus in the sleet. Hoodie soaked through in 30 seconds, lungs burning. I didn't even text Emily. I just showed up at her door looking like a drowned rat and fell into her when she opened it. She pulled me inside, locked the door, wrapped me in every blanket she owned. I couldn't stop crying, ugly loud, the kind where you can't breathe. She held me on the floor of her dorm room for an hour, rocking me, whispering, I've got you, until my voice was gone. When I could finally speak, I told her everything. Every word my parents said. The flight they booked. The money. The Bible verses like bullets. I was hysterical. I'm gonna lose them. I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna lose everything. Emily's face was wet too, but her voice stayed steady. She cupped my cheeks, made me look at her. Listen to me, Maya. I love you. I love you so much it hurts to breathe sometimes. But I will not let you choose between me and your family. I'm not a prize you win by losing yourself. I tried to argue, but she put a finger on my lips. You're 18. You're terrified. And you're allowed to be. But the only choice that matters right now is the one you make about who you are when no one's watching. Not them. Not me. You. She kissed my forehead, soft, fierce. I will be here whatever you decide. If you need to go home and figure it out, I'll wait. If you need to stay and fight, I'll fight beside you. But I'm not letting you tear yourself in half to keep everybody else whole. I clung to her like she was the last real thing in the universe. Outside, the sleet kept falling. Inside, I was breaking and being rebuilt at the same time. I didn't sleep for 4 days straight. Not real sleep. Just short, panic dozing where I'd jerk awake gasping. Convinced I was back in my childhood bedroom with my dad's Bible open on the kitchen table. I lost 7 pounds in a week. My hands shook when I tried to hold a coffee cup. Emily found me curled on the shower floor at 3 a.m. one night because the hot water was the only thing that stopped the trembling. She didn't try to fix me. She just sat on the bathroom rug in her pajamas, back against the door, and talked about nothing. Her little brother's new skateboard tricks, the squirrel that kept stealing her granola bars, until I could stand again. On the 5th night, I opened my laptop with fingers that still wouldn't stop shaking, and I wrote the email I'd rehearsed in my head 1,000 times. No subject line. I couldn't think of one that didn't sound like a suicide note. Mom, Dad, I'm Les. I've known since I was 14 and cried in the church bathroom because I thought it meant God hated me. I've spent every day since trying to pray it away, trying to be who you needed me to be. I can't do it anymore. I'm tired. I'm so tired I don't know how to keep living like this. Her name is Emily. She's kind and funny and patient, and she loves me even when I'm a mess. She never asked me to be anything I'm not. For the first time in my life, I'm not performing. I'm not hiding. When I'm with her, I remember what it feels like to breathe. I know this isn't what you wanted for me. I know you think this is sin. I've read every verse you're going to quote back to me. I've cried over them until the pages stuck together. But I can't believe anymore that a God who made me would make me wrong. I love you. I always will. I'm still your daughter. I'm still the girl who memorized Psalm 23 when she was 6 and sang in the Christmas pageant every year. I'm just also this. I'm not coming home tomorrow. I'm staying to finish the year. If you can't help with housing and books anymore, I'll find a way. I'll work 3 jobs if I have to. But I'm not disappearing. I hope one day you'll want to know me, the real me. Until then, I'm going to learn how to live. I'm sorry I'm not who you raised me to be. I'm not sorry I'm finally who I am. I hit send at 4:47 a.m. and threw up in the trash can. They didn't answer for 9 days. 9 days of checking my phone every 30 seconds. 9 days of jumping when the dorm door opened. 9 days of Emily holding me while I sobbed into her neck, whispering, "You were brave. You were so brave." Then, on a random Wednesday in April, a single text from my mom. "We're still praying. We won't stop paying for school. We need time. No, I love you. No questions. No acceptance. But also no disownment. No plane ticket. No final judgment." It felt like having my ribs cracked open and the air finally rushing in. Painful and freeing all at once. 2 weeks later, the Queer Pride Union held its annual Spring Pride picnic on Deering Meadow. Rainbow flags, chalk art on the sidewalks, someone blasting Chapel Roan from a portable speaker. Nothing huge, maybe 100 people. Emily asked if I wanted to go. Not as a date. Just to go. I stared at my reflection in the mirror for a long time that morning. Same brown eyes, same scared girl from Montana. But there was something new in them too. I put on the tiny pride pin Emily gave me months ago. The one I'd kept hidden in my jewelry box like contraband, and I walked out holding her hand. People looked. Some smiled. A few stared. One girl I recognized from bio gave me a little wave like, "Welcome." I didn't let go of Emily's hand the whole time. Not once. My palms were sweating, my heart racing like it might give out, but I kept walking. Past the rock, past Norris, past the library steps where we had our first kiss. I was shaking by the time we reached the middle of Deering Meadow, but Emily squeezed my fingers and leaned in. "You okay?" I looked around at the flags snapping in the May wind. At the chalk that read "You are safe here" in giant pink letters. At Emily's proud, teary smile. And for the first time, I didn't feel like I needed anyone's permission to exist. I laughed, this wild, broken, free sound, and pulled her into the crowd. "No," I said, grinning so hard it hurt. "I'm not okay. I'm better than okay. I'm finally free."